Hello, I'm Troy Campbell. I'm an assistant professor at the University of Oregon, and I study marketing and psychology. And to sort of understand politics, I wanted to offer up this silly, but I think useful metaphor of who politicians are. And who politicians are is more or less, they are rock stars. So personally for me, in the summer of 2008, I spent it wearing one of two t-shirts. I was either wearing an Obama t-shirt or I was wearing a punk rock t-shirt. And I started the Circle Pit at Warped Tour, and I started a Yes We Can chant at an Obama rally. And I waited for like literally the first quiet moment, and I was like, yes we can, and got all these people up into it. And both of those experiences made me feel so alive. And what's important about both of these experiences is that I didn't show up there because I had read deeply about Obama's policy, and I hadn't read deeply about the actually sometimes very, very rich political philosophy behind the punk rock bands at Warped Tour. I was just liking the songs I was hearing on the radio, whether that was a punk rock song by NOFX, or it was Yes We Can, or some speech by Obama. And so when we think about politicians as rock stars, it can help us sort of understand the political field and understand who voters are. Because when we think of politicians as rock stars, the voters simply become the audience in that amphitheater. And yes, there are people in that amphitheater who are more intense and have even crazier haircuts than the rock star on stage. So if the politician is the rock star on the stage with the haircut, then what we can understand is that the voters are the people in the amphitheater. And yes, some of the people in the amphitheater, the ones right in the front, are the intense people. The ones who have crazier haircuts and are more even extreme than the politician on stage. But most of the people in the amphitheater are there because they heard a single on the radio and they like the sound of the band and they like the sound of the rock star, and it's connecting with them and something they're feeling or worrying about in some way. But most of them aren't that intense. They're just normal people in khakis with $10 haircuts from Supercuts who are there to hear the song, whether that song is Yes We Can, Make America Great Again, Feel the Burn, or Born This Way, or Satisfaction. And so when we understand that most people who are following politicians aren't fully these intense followers who agree or know everything about the politician. Most everybody who loves a band dislikes one of their songs, their albums, or something about that politician. They're not just these dogmatic followers. We gain a better sort of understanding of who people are and how politicians are influencing them. And it also reminds us how we can get anybody aboard with any social movement. All social movements need to have an inviting song that gets you in the door, that gets you into the amphitheater. And then once they're in the amphitheater, you can have the full set list, the full welcoming atmosphere, the full album list that will lead to that commitment and that understanding and that rich connection. But if you're going to succeed anywhere, you have to have a single on the radio. And you have to remember that if you are a politician or a social movement, things work a lot like rock music does.